Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Weekend Wrap Up podcast. I'm Hurain,
I'm Sophia.
I'm Hannah.
And I'm Sebastian.
and this week we'll be discussing the Hungarian Grand Prix. So, I guess let's first start off with, some breaking news that happened before the race weekend started, and that is Kevin Magnussen leaving Haas. So, what do we think about that? Do we think he's going somewhere else? What is the whole thing with that?
I gotta give my opinion because I'm a Haas girl. I'm a little delusioned in saying this, but I think the husbands are gonna be together again. I think they're both going to Sauber. I would love if that happened personally. I think that they're a great duo, and I think that's where K-Mag is gonna go. There's not many options for him. He's part of a midfield team. He's part of a midfield team, so he's gonna end up at another midfield team or worse.
Honestly,
that'll be probably it.
I don't think that's gonna happen, but I really hope it does happen.
Okay, so we're hoping for it, but we don't know.
Correct.
Because honestly, though, where else would he go, though, other than, retirement, if he didn't really kick something?
Yeah, I was gonna say Haas. He's leaving that team. I guess the only other options, the realistic option would probably be Sauber or Williams. Although I think Valtteri Bottas right now is in contention for the Williams seat. Same thing with Carlos Sainz. So,
speaking of Carlos, his indecision is just...
It's crazy.
Oh
it's a little ridiculous. I know he's making jokes about it, but at the same time, it's getting a little...
It is getting a little...
I hope the summer break announces.
Yeah, it's been like this since February 1st, I believe. That's when the Hamilton news came out. So it's been a little over, I think, 5 months.
It's about 5 months.
It's been a while, and we still got no news. He's busy watching the Euros. Great for him, but fans anxious.
Yeah, I'm sure he was happy with the outcome.
Yeah, I'm sure he was happy with the Euros. And speaking of the Euros, I think this is a nice segue into just talking about this race weekend. So there was this whole theory going around that the last time that Spain won the Euros, we had an Australian win the Grand Prix following that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess that theory held true this weekend.
It did.
It sure did.
It definitely did. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised that theory came true. I mean, I'm happy for Oscar. I'm happy he won.
Me too.
I wish the win.
I think we're all happy he won.
Yes.
Yeah. I think we're all happy he won yesterday. I think the way that the win was achieved was a little
it kind of soured the mood.
Definitely.
Yeah, it soured the mood. For sure. I think he deserved the win, but definitely not in the way that it happened.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, I think, we of course we've already talked about it, but McLaren really did screw them both over.
Definitely shot themselves in the foot. It's been my Roman Empire since yesterday. It's all I've thought about. It's just how they really messed up so badly with the pit strategy, and I keep seeing posts about it.
And honestly,
and
they kind of act like nothing's wrong. Like, oh, well, everything's moving
they've
on
been
now.
acting on social media like nothing's wrong. I mean, the F1 page has kind of been all over it, but in terms of the actual McLaren page, they're like, nothing's happening. Oscar just won.
It benefits them to not say anything,
It is better to say anything. And I don't know. I have so many opinions on that.
Yeah, and I feel like, Lando's behavior, we've already discussed some of it, but
it's a little questionable. I get that emotions run high, especially in a thing like this, especially with the false hope given after that pit stop that he could be the one to win the race. I definitely understand Lando's side, but he definitely did not need to be so, I guess, rude.
He was rude not only to
cool down.
That's exactly what I was about to say.
Lewis was literally
complimenting.
That one I saw that.
Yeah. And then I think I saw this morning too. In the video, I believe the F1 page posted it. Lando literally took the Pirelli cap and threw it on the ground.
Yeah, I saw that.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
Throwing a tantrum in the cooldown room.
Yeah.
Speaking of tantrums, Max's radio.
Oh
Real.
my
Oh
god.
my goodness, what a guy.
Look, I love him, but
He was not having it at
he was
all.
losing it. He was
No,
losing it.
obviously not. No, he was.
I think in their own respective ways, every F1 driver is a sore loser. I hope I don't get backlash for
Oh,
but like
All sports are like
every
that.
F1 driver has their like tantrum moments, I guess, and I think it really came out of Max this weekend more than anything we've seen in a while, at least.
He's tired of not being the sole
Yeah.
winner anymore.
but I mean,
Yeah.
that's not even really the problem. This week, at least, he wasn't complaining about other drivers. He was complaining about his own engineers. And when your
Yeah.
own, like, when
Yeah.
you're like, because the engineers are the backbone of the team, and if if your backbone's not working, you ain't gonna work. And I think he's just mad about that, like that
Yeah.
the strategy wasn't nobody's really listening to Checo or Max that the car sucks. So I think he just as like let that shit out.
Yeah. It was more of that and not like towards other drivers. It was
Not
more
towards Lando, not towards Oscar,
I
or other people
exactly.
around him.
I
So,
think there were only 2 incidents this like race at least that Max let his frustration out on other drivers, but it wasn't necessarily, I guess, releasing it all. It was just like complaining a little bit, like at the
Exactly.
start,
just
with
kind
the
of
3
normal.
cars going side by side, and then the thing with Lewis where he went
Yeah.
airborne. I think those are the only 2 moments, at least that's coming to my head, that Max was a little, I guess, aggressive. Where Mad Max really shone. Um, but yeah, that was like about it for Mad Max. Like I thought he was
I
gonna
mean,
be a
But
little
he was
bit more
going at it, man.
aggressive.
He was being sassy on the
But-
radio.
he really was, and he knows like that stuff is gonna get aired. Like, really?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Do you
didn't
want to make
care.
yourself? Do you want to make yourself look like bad? You know.
I think McLaren wanted to make themselves look bad this weekend.
I
those radios.
think they were trying to make themselves look good because I mean, like the way they were saying it was, "I'm just trying to protect you," you know. And I mean,
Yeah,
he was
but
right.
in a way, like
He was right
after
in a way.
listening to it so many times, it felt like guilt tripping a little bit. I
It
was like,
was.
if
They
I
And
definitely
gaslighting him.
yeah,
No,
I
they
was like, if
were.
I was the one
100%
driving,
were.
I would have just kept going. I would not have given the position back.
No, I mean, I
just would've-
would because mine, and I would feel like we were talking about this at the watch party. If Lando didn't give up the position, you have to look Oscar in the face and realize that you
Yeah,
robbed
that's
up his
true.
first win. You
So
have
But
true.
that's basically what they told
But
him
at
on
the
the radio.
same time though, if Lando did continue on, it probably would have made a little bit of sense just because of the little 6-second gap.
But
And then
I'm just
Oscar
saying,
not catching.
people would get so much. He would get even more hate for that. So
Yeah.
too.
No
Like-
matter
Well, he's getting-
what, he's gonna
Obviously,
get hate.
I know he's
Yeah,
gonna get hate
true.
no matter what. Obviously, but I'm just saying, like I feel like more people would even
Yeah,
more.
definitely. If he didn't give the
didn't.
position, he would have gotten more.
I mean,
I don't
you
know,
have
it's
to
just a
you
whole
have to admit though he was acting a little arrogant in the way he was
Yeah,
saying.
it
Oh, he
was
was.
definitely a
Yeah.
little bratty behavior.
Mhm.
I mean,
Definitely
is it really F1 if they're not being sassy? Like,
Literally.
right.
No,
But,
F1
like,
is just sassy man apocalypse.
speaking of like
No, yeah.
backlash though, like the fan behavior is going out of control.
definitely.
I agree.
There's-
Fan culture has been a wild one,
Oh, yeah.
especially on
there was a couple of there's folks that are nice. Like the video of somebody trying to give Oscar money is funny. That's fine, but
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
funny.
the video
and
going
the
around
fact
on-
that McLaren posted it
Yeah.
was whole circle moment.
And
there.
Oscar also responded to a tweet about it saying that they need to do this more often.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
but what's not funny is the video that was going around on TikTok of this girl trying to like stalk Lando's hotel, and as soon as he gets out of the car, she wants to hug him without permission or anything. And she's
Right.
like, I was feeling brave, and he smiled, and it's like, of course he smiles. He's being recorded. Like, what do
Yeah.
you
I think
He's trying to
that's
save face.
exactly?
yeah, he's trying to save face. I think it's a little bit ridiculous just to I guess stalk the drivers outside of their hotel. Like they're people. They're real people. They have real
Yeah.
lives. They're
Mhm.
driving cars for not only their
Yeah.
living but for our entertainment. So the least you could do
Yeah.
is be kind and respect their privacy
Exactly.
whenever they get privacy. I know a bunch of people who tend to know where like the drivers are staying, and I get that, but like don't leak that information to the public. Like, if there's paparazzi around the hotel and you can assume that, the drivers are staying there, then go for it. But there's no need to try to find their room number or
It's really
anything
not
like
that
that
deep.
either. Like, if it's
Like
like,
Yeah.
saying,
And it's just
and if
like,
it's like
just ask
multiple
permission.
teams staying at the same hotel, like, I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, okay, cool, they're staying out of the hotel, that's great or whatever. Like, after the race or something, like, that's normal. But like trying to like actively stalk them wherever they are,
yeah, that's a little
much.
crazy.
It reminds me of the situation with George Russell in the bathroom earlier this season. It's like,
Well, I didn't hear about that.
no,
Yeah,
somebody.
what?
Wait, was that the one of someone like taking pictures of him in the
Correct.
bathroom?
Somebody's trying to take pictures or like a video or something while he was using the bathroom.
What?
That's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
I think I told you
It
guys
was-
about that, but
I
yeah,
don't remember that.
that's like
That's
a complete
That
violation.
is,
and
yeah,
I
that
have
is the
to
worst
look
you
at
could.
that one and send it to y'all.
what in the world.
Yeah, that
I don't
was
know. I feel like
really
people just need to give these athletes just some
Some
basic human
respect.
rights and exactly respect.
Mm-hmm.
Just give them some spaces and points.
The
Honestly, if
fact
that
that
was
they're
me,
like
I don't think I could
already,
do that. I
yeah,
could
they're
never,
already like,
never do that.
entertaining us as is. So like actively seeking them out is not
Yeah,
right.
that's actually. I don't know how people do that honestly because
It's just
just
so
mental.
Like, yes,
weird.
they're
Like, you
celebrities. Yes, their life is public, or most aspects of their life is
Yeah,
public. But if they
there's
want
just
to
a
keep
limit.
something private, especially like a hotel room or who they're seeing or whatever, like let them. Like they
like
have,
the awkward
they're
photos
entitled to
when
have a private life.
they like will take
Yeah,
awkward photos of them with their like husband or sorry their wife or their girlfriend, and like that's so awkward
Yeah,
too.
yeah. Like, oh my gosh, I think this weekend, I think Lance Stroll's girlfriend was in the paddock.
Yeah, and there was like
Yeah,
pictures,
like the whole
videos.
video with that is absurd. Like
It's
even
like
if
leave
you,
him alone.
right, like the man is in love, let him be in love, like I don't
I
know.
mean,
That whole
nobody else
thing.
will love him.
Yikes.
Okay, that's
Jeez.
too mean.
The
That's too
Lance
mean.
haters are gonna find
Who
you
said
when we
that,
post
bro?
that.
Okay, wait. Speaking of Stroll though, like let's talk about Nepos. Like because I've seen a lot of hate. I've seen a lot of people being like also calling out like Carlos and other people are Nepos too.
Okay, so here's what I have to say about that really quickly. Technically, most of the drivers are Nepo babies.
Yeah.
Maybe their dad's not buying the team, but their family is decently rich. Like Carlos
Yeah.
came from a rich family. His dad was literally a driver.
Most of them are
Um,
legacy drivers too.
Yeah, most of
Exactly.
them are legacy drivers. Max Verstappen, his dad raced. Off the top of my head,
Mick.
Lando's dad is like I think entrepreneur, businessman, or he sells scooters. I know
He was
that, and his scooters
he
are
was at
popular.
first a pay driver. Yeah.
Yeah.
Carlos, of course, both of his parents.
Yeah.
We just said Carlos, yeah.
We'd mentioned Carlos. I have to pull up the driver's list. I can't remember.
I mean, but in general, I just feel like a lot of people want to say all that stuff about Lance, but it's also true about a lot of other folks. And I
Yeah.
don't think it's necessarily a bad thing because if you're a nepo but you're good at what you do,
Yeah.
you would have
Then
gotten
that
there
doesn't matter
anyway.
because you're building a name for
would have
yourself.
correct. You're building something upon, and I mean, I
Your
feel like
family legacy.
that's
Like
with
you're
everything
adding
though.
your own
Like most people don't achieve everything by themselves. Like you have to know
Yeah.
folks or
Right.
be, like
Yeah,
it's
You have to know the sponsors. You have to grab the
Yeah.
money.
in an
Correct.
industry like that, you kind of have to come to expect that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They got their
I mean,
ways.
like, it's not like money can just take you all the way there too, because you have a decent amount of talent at least to like.
Yeah, and you
Correct.
have to
Correct.
talent.
Like you're not garbage or anything. You're not terrible. I'm just saying, but that's how like I feel. I mean, of course they're talented drivers. There's only 20 of them in the world, but obviously, if you know the people, if you have the opportunities, you're probably
It's
gonna
gonna
take
help.
them, which is what happened. Yeah, exactly. It'll help you.
So I also wanted to talk about the Senna series. We're having like so much stuff coming out, like the one about not Carlos, Checo, and now we're gonna have the F1 movie, and now we have the Senna series coming too.
I didn't even know till I think it was one of y'all that sent it. I didn't know that Checo was going to have like a documentary.
Me neither. As soon as I saw,
Documentary?
as soon as I see anything, we all send it to each other. But it was
Yeah.
shocking. It was shocking.
Mm-hmm. Especially during his performance right now. Who said that?
I think honestly, it's gonna be a great thing to see. Like, I'm sure it's covering his racing life, but it might also cover his personal life just a little bit.
Probably.
I hope.
And I feel like we don't know a lot about Checo. Like me personally, I don't know a lot about Checo, so that's gonna be very exciting to watch
Yeah.
and get like a true knowledge of he is because we only judge him based on his driving, but not him
Correct.
as a person.
I hope the Senna series that's gonna come out though. I hope. Okay, maybe I'll get hate for this, but I did complain about this when I understand we need to like hold a memorial for Senna, but I think a lot of the times we forget that he also was human, not like some kind of Formula One god that has never done anything wrong. That he was the best ever.
No, I agree with you.
I hope it humanizes him.
Yeah, I think the sport, especially like Formula One and the teams, especially McLaren recently, within like the past few months, and they'll probably do it at Sao Paulo as well in Brazil later in the season.
Will.
They definitely will. But I think it's come to a point where yes, Senna was a great driver. He'll always be a great driver. He's literally a legend in Formula One. But I think it's come to a point where they're putting him on like a pedestal, like they're idolizing him.
Like almost every single track now
has
everything green and yellow curves.
Yeah.
Every single track has a corner with green and yellow curves. Like it's a little much now.
It is a little much, and I know some folks are gonna be like, "Oh my god, he's the best
trust
driver."
me, I love Senna. He's my favorite, he's my all-time favorite driver. But sometimes I feel like they're worshiping him, and that's
not everyone is a perfect driver.
Yeah, and exactly. I feel like that ties back to the fan behavior, like how don't get me wrong, because I know you guys were all Lando fans before his win, and I'm sure there was plenty of others. But as soon as he won, the fans have gone insane.
Yeah, the whole driver of the day thing, where he's oh my god, just winning every driver of the day. Some of his races, he deserves it. I get it.
Yeah, some of not.
I think it was Austria where he DNF'd and he got driver of the day. I don't understand that.
I think people just voted before the crash.
Yeah, I voted for him before the crash, but I know several people who voted for him after that.
I don't know. I mean, I voted for that week. I think I voted for Nico.
Again, that ties into the every single race thing.
That week we didn't get to vote.
Miami, I think he deserved it, but the other ones.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm saying this as a Lando fan. Miami, he definitely deserved it. But the other ones, I'm not too sure about. Like,
not all of them.
Yes,
he did drive a great race.
Yeah, some of them, yes, some of them.
Yeah, like he did drive a an amazing race in some of them, but he doesn't need like 6 driver of the days in a row, you know.
Yeah, and that's why I made the joke. That's why I made the joke spelling his name Lando TD because it says Lando driver of the day.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
And it's funny, but at the same time, it's like, and I'm happy people voted for Oscar this weekend.
Yeah, I voted for Oscar.
Me too. I think we all voted for Oscar.
I saw his driving. I saw him leading for like over 40 laps. I was like, he's gonna win. He deserves.
And he sure as hell does have better starts than Lando does.
Yeah, he had a better start too than Lando.
Oh my god!
Everyone has a better start than Lando.
He has the worst starts all the time. I
think Lando just bottles the starts. I
don't
know what he's doing.
He's not good at rev matching.
No, he's not. Because
we're not the drivers. We can't say. But is Lando hypnotized or something at the start? Like, I don't know what's going on there.
I don't know, because the last few races, every time he starts, he loses like 1 position at least.
Yeah.
Like,
he's a great driver. I think he just needs to work on his starting.
That was completely horrible though, because he was late on the start and then he started pushing his teammate to one side and what was going on there? Like that was
pushing Oscar though. I think he was trying to get in front of
Oscar. He was trying to get away. No.
But he was also like fighting Max.
Max was pushing his tail, so he moves closer to Oscar, but he pushes him too far.
Yeah, he went too far.
Yeah. It was a little
too
far.
And then Oscar pushes him back, which pushes Max out of the track.
And that's why Max complains he was pushed off, even though he wasn't.
Yeah, he wasn't.
He was not put. But it was Oscar. That Lando and Oscar were causing that. Both of them.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Anyway, let's talk about something else. So, we could talk about the RB seat because it's been heavily debated that Checo is going to lose his seat, and with that,
especially after him re-signing his contract.
Yeah.
Sure.
But like, there have been like,
where did he finish his weekend? P7, right, or P8?
Yeah, P7.
It was just
P7.
He did pretty good. I think he started like P18 or P16.
He started really low and he got up, so he did better this week because I think he realizes he has to.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like currently P7 in the championship. So, as a Red Bull, he probably should be doing better.
Yeah, and I've a lot of people are saying, "Oh, Liam Lawson's gonna get it. Yuki's gonna get it," and the delusional people are saying Daniel's gonna get it. I mean, we all want it to be Liam. I think, right? We all want it to be Liam.
Liam, Yuki, or Daniel. I think those are the top 3 contenders.
I
Liam,
really want it to be
Yeah,
Liam.
those
I
three.
think we need a fresh new face.
We do need a fresh, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
think
we don't know
Liam-
much about him. I'd like to see the way he performs on track.
I
It
think
would be
Liam
cool. It
Lawson
would be cool to
would
have 2 new rookies in the same year, Ollie and
Liam.
Yeah.
I feel like putting Liam in a Red Bull with Max could
I'm
be
a little
good.
scared.
I'm a little scared. I get the scared part. But I think it could also be like a good experience for Liam in the sense that Max he's like what, 28, I think? 27,
28, 29. He's almost 30.
somewhere in that range. He's in his like mid to late 20s. So he has a decent amount of experience. He's won 3 world titles. So I think that makes him pretty qualified to be able to help someone else improve.
Let's hope he actually wants to, though.
Yeah. Whether Red Bull actually replaces Checo or not, up to, I guess, the entire Red Bull team. I'm scared to see where Checo is going to end up because I do think he has potential, but it's just not coming through.
I don't know. I think he's kind of sad. I mean, like, not sad. I think he's kind of depressed, to be honest, because I sent where he was saying it'd be easier for him just to quit. But that's not the kind of character. That's not the kind of character he wants to show. So maybe he will be kicked off. Maybe he's gonna fight for another seat. Maybe, and I think
Helmut Marko said that they would decide by Belgium or the end of the Belgian Grand Prix. So maybe next episode we'll have something to discuss.
All right, last thing I want to talk about, guys. Haas again. 2 things. First, their whole ordeal with Uralkali.
That whole thing, okay. Maybe not a lot of people will know because it's like kind of it's about sponsors. Not everybody pays attention to that. But after they broke off their sponsorship with Uralkali, they were supposed to return some of the money back and a race car to them, and neither happened. Both of the deadlines passed without them talking or anything. They never got the delivery.
Completely ghosted them.
It was about $9 million plus a race car, so it's a lot,
Yeah, that's a lot.
I don't know what they're gonna do about that. Maybe they'll get sued because it's breach of contract.
I think they definitely. I feel like a lawsuit is coming towards them because of that. Because $9 million
money.
And Uralkali already basically advised against other sponsors to want to make a deal with Haas to not because of that. And however, the Toyota is thinking of partnering with them, which would be their second time coming back to F1.
Formula 1.
How do we feel about that?
I don't really care either which way.
Yeah. I don't know enough about Toyota's history in Formula 1 to know if it's a good or bad thing.
Right.
They were horrible. They invested so much money on it.
Toyota's gonna be engine. I'm assuming their engine.
No.
Well,
so
no, it's not engine because Haas is extending their Ferrari engine until 2028 at least.
Correct.
What is Toyota coming in for?
It's literally kind of like the way Alfa Romeo came in with Sauber.
Oh, so kind of just like
it's kind of they're gonna change. The delivery's gonna be completely different, but they're also gonna part of the partnership is letting Haas use their Toyota GR facility in Germany, which has like a bunch of advanced technology and a much better wind tunnel than Ferrari has. So it's more of a technical partnership.
Okay. When I searched it up, I just searched it up as you were speaking, so I was listening and doing that. It says for just general F1 Grand Prix racing data and development and that kind of thing, like technological advancements. So I think for the whole sport, if we're talking whole sport wise, I think it could be a good thing, potentially.
Yeah.
I guess it's kind of make or break. We'll see what happens, if that happens. Yeah, there's not much to talk about with Toyota there.
I feel like we're still waiting. We're still waiting for more information.
Okay, so maybe let's switch to discussing, I guess, our predictions for the Belgian Grand Prix. So far we've had 7 different race winners within the past 13 races. So it's been a crazy season, I think. So who do we think is gonna win? Could we get like an 8th driver to win in Belgium, or what are we thinking?
Honestly, but who would win though if there wasn't the already 8 drivers? Like, I don't really see anyone else
Right.
competing.
Unless something
for that.
crazy happens.
Yeah,
And,
unless
like,
something like
Unless like the
insane.
top 10 cars crash out and like a Haas
literally,
gets
that would be insane.
Look,
I mean, it's
Nico
happened
needs
at
that
Spa
win.
get a
before.
Nico Hulkenberg podium. It's been forever. I know
That-
Sophia would be happy about that one.
Yes, I would be so. I would not stop talking about it.
Oh
That's
my
like you
God,
guys
yes.
with Lando's win. I would be that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I don't blame
prediction time.
Well,
Who wants to start?
I can go.
Alright.
Okay, go
I
ahead.
think
Let's hear it, Hannah.
okay. I know it's a little delusional and like I'm being a little hopeful, but I think Lando maybe he can use what happened last week to get an actual win. Maybe I'm
Use his
hoping.
anger.
The pace.
Redirect
Yeah,
his
use his
anger.
anger,
I agree.
maybe. Yeah,
I think Glenn
P1.
would be P1.
Yeah,
I
podium.
agree.
And I think Max will also be up there because you know he's gonna be pissed too, so he's also gonna use the same energy.
Oh, yeah.
Then I
Okay.
think he's gonna be at P2 maybe, or it can be interchangeable. But I think Lando first, second Max, and then I'm thinking Lewis because he's been doing decent racing recently. So I
Yeah, he's
think
got
that'd be
he won and then he got a podium. So I think the
Yeah.
Mercedes is doing good.
his 200th podium to be exact.
Alright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think his podium's good.
I'm gonna go Lando, Max, Oscar. I don't think that's the chances of them getting another 1-2 again is very low, but one McLaren winning is a lot higher than that. So I think Max will try his hardest to get to Lando, but it's not gonna happen.
Okay.
I'm gonna disagree with you guys, and I'm gonna say the opposite. I think Mad Max is gonna come out boom again, and he's gonna come and take that P1. And whoopsie, I meant to say Lando's gonna take P2, and then I think Oscar's gonna take P3. That's what I think is gonna happen.
Do you think Max is angry enough to take P1?
Yes. After he's accrued so much anger over the season, I think
That's
that
true.
will push him.
He's lost what, 2 races in a row now? I think.
Yes.
I mean, he hasn't
Yeah.
lost them really. I
He
mean,
lost. Well, he didn't lose, but like he didn't win.
he didn't win.
He didn't win, but he didn't lose. Okay. I'm checking the race results. Okay.
Actually, 3 races in a row.
3. Yeah.
Oh yeah, now
Oscar.
it's 3. Now it's 3.
Yeah,
Because
Oscar,
it's George,
Silverstone,
Lewis,
Hungarian.
Oscar.
Yeah. His last win was a month ago, almost
Yikes.
exactly today. I think I'm gonna agree with Sebastian and Hannah here and say Lando P1. I think McLaren messed him up so badly that he's probably gonna do some crazy thing and pull a P1 out of his butt.
I hope.
Maybe I'm a little bit delusional for thinking that's gonna happen, but Lando P1.
No, I'm definitely delusional.
I think I'm gonna do Max P2 as well. I think Max could have some good anger, especially with that whole Lewis thing. I think he's got a bit of anger from being locked up in Airborne. So maybe he's also got issues with his team. So
And his
potentially.
car. So.
Yeah, and his car. So maybe. And then I'm letting my delusions speak for P3, and I'm saying Charles. Because, number 1, I'm a Charles fan. Number 2, it's been so long since he's been on the podium. I think last time he was on the podium, actually, was Monaco, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
I think so.
I'm pretty sure it was Monaco.
Yeah, it was Monaco. So, hopefully, Monaco reverses itself, I guess. And
They did
lets
pretty
Charles
decent
have
today.
a decent race.
This race, so I think they're
Yeah,
back.
he did
on
pretty
the
good
up
this
and up.
race, so
Yeah.
maybe he'll turn that
What?
into a podium.
He got
this week.
P4, I thought, right?
Yeah, he got P4. He was
Yes.
so close. So I'm hoping he, again, pulls something out of his butt and makes it to the podium. Top step would be nice, but I'll settle for a P3.
Well, I think that's it for this week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So.
I think we covered almost
Yep.
everything.
All right. Well, we'll see y'all next episode. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.